Okay, so you had issues with the microwave. It, so who do you think did the microwave?
Well, it wasn't my microwave. Yeah. It was my dad's microwave.
Your dad's microwave.
Yes.
Okay.
This microwave we just bought a couple days ago, like the day before. But the issues that we started here were with our stove. Someone turned it on when there was a box on it and it started burning.
Burned the box, yeah.
The ghost detector we bought was only going off around there. The dishwasher and the front door. That's the only places. I mean, it was going crazy right there. But everything kind of started to center around that stove when we first got here. And then that's ironically what my father passed away from, was when his microwave that was on top of the stove caught fire.
And the Virgin Mary, that statue right there?
I was in the kitchen right in front of the coffee pot and I heard a crash, and my daughter was right where my mom is.
Okay.
She was playing on the table and I heard a crash. And this was just like it is right now. And when I walked out here, it was on its back facing up, and it was about right here. And these mirrors were right here too, so if it slid down, these would have gone with it. And it didn't. Nothing else on here was moved even a little bit. Just this, almost like someone lifted up and threw it.
Okay.
And then the coffee pot coming down. Yeah. Yeah, I woke up in the morning because we were painting the house when we first moved in. So the painters had paper that taped to the ground, so you could hear like this in the hallway when someone's walking. I was laying in bed and I heard footsteps coming out of her bedroom. And I thought, oh, my mom's up. And I heard her walk down the stairs and I heard the grinder on my coffee pot go off. And I was laying there thinking, there's no beans in there. She turned on the grinder again. So I followed her down here. No one was here. The coffee pot was completely turned off. It was cold, and I went and looked and she was sound asleep. And so were my kids. And so I came back down here and I was like, that's weird. And so I just turned it on and then I went and woke her up and told her about it.
Okay. And you go to a lot of haunted places. So
I used to go with my dad.
Okay.
That was something he loved to do. He bought my kids flashlights to go because they thought it was so cool. But he loved this stuff. He wanted to be here tonight when he knew that you guys were coming. We discussed who we thought it could have been because I thought it was my grandpa, his dad. And we both said no, he wouldn't scare us. He wouldn't do something like that to hurt us. He wouldn't hurt my mom. He would never do anything that could hurt me or my kids. Ever.
And I wonder if an entity followed you back home.
I don't know because I haven't gone anywhere. I mean, the last time I did anything even remotely close to looking for ghosts was when was it? We talked about it. It was last year when we went to the old cemetery with my dad. But, I mean, this was probably close to a year ago. We haven't done anything since then. Last week when I talked to my dad, we were going to go back to the cemetery because my daughters wanted to go find Hamilton's son's grave because it's buried by May Woolsey. So she wanted to go find it. And he's like, yeah, we're going. Let's go check it out next week when I feel better. I said, okay, cool. But before that, we hadn't done anything in a while.
And it started as soon as we moved in.
Yeah, I've never had anything like this happen before. Ever.
And we didn't have any problems at all. I owned a condo before, so I sold that one and I bought this when we moved here. And it started like within 2 days?
Yeah, it did. Because when we looked at this place, I said, no, this house is clean. There's nothing here. I could tell when I walk in somewhere, I know. So can she. And we were like, this place is nice. There's nothing in here. And I still don't, and I told her, I don't feel any negativity in this house. It's weird. There's something here, or if it was here trying to warn me, there was something definitely here, but it's not, I didn't feel like it was threatening us, except for that's weird. If they were just trying to get my attention, I don't know.
Yeah, we've done cleansings, we've done everything we know, and, the sage, everything, my cousin's my family's Indian.
Have you had a Catholic?
Yeah, I've got that connection, and we tied into that, we've tied everything, and...
Have you had a Catholic blessing?
No.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm going to do tonight after the investigation.
And I am Catholic, though.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, all right. And I am very successful with that type of cleansing, so you should be okay. Did you have any questions?
Would you happen to know the history of the house, or if there was any incidents with anyone that
we called the previous owner who owned it for 20 years. She said nothing once has ever happened in this house.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that was of course.
That was our first thing was let's see something happen in the house.
Right.
And we've talked to neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, we did check.
Is it steady? Do you
It's not even a month. We've been.
Not even a month.
Oh, I see.
So this has all happened within the last month.
And the haunting activity that I get in Elk Grove is usually in houses near old Elk Grove, and also too around by the wetlands. Because you ever see those tall eucalyptus trees?
Yeah.
Okay, the caravans back in the 1800s used to park there. And then they had the breakout in 1853, a chlorea, or I never can pronounce that right. But anyway, a lot of people died. Yeah. So there was some people who died in the wetlands area because that's where the caravans were parked at. So we have a lot of activity in those areas. But in the area that you're at, I couldn't find anything.
Well, with her father passings and the way he passed,
Mm-hmm.
and the timing and everything, it just seemed.
We were kind of going with it until that thing got thrown across the room, and I'm like, okay, what?
Yeah, that's when we started. We started asking.
And when that happened, I got on the phone with my dad and I said, it's Grandpa. And then he's like, it's not Grandpa. Grandpa's not going to do anything to you. You stupid. Like, that's what he said to me. He's like, you think that Grandpa would scare you? I said, yes. He's like, yeah, probably, but not like that. He was Catholic. He wouldn't do that to you.
No, that was the main thing because of what.
And that's when that happened. I called my dad, and then I called you, and then I called him back and said you guys were coming. And he was so excited. So he was like, I want to come over. I want to see the toys they have. Like, that's what he was texting me. He's like, finally come over. I was even looking like at the stuff he was sending me.
Anyway, so whatever it is, whatever, we have no clue, and we use what we have in our arsenal. And I even contacted one of my cousins who was over by the in Oklahoma still, by the Indian reservation, and so that didn't. She suggested we use the elders, but I didn't go that far because I've never called on them before.
Well, I guess we'll get started then. Okay.